石みたいに光ってる流れ星を見上げていたあの夜もふと窓に映ったまだどこか戸惑った顔このまま遠く離れてゆく街も君もさよならなんだ夢を追いかけ争っていた自分勝手だね君が言った刺さる言葉孤独の中リピートするふわり風が飲み込んでゆく夜の電車が心地よくて期待してんのバカみたい今はまた涙の色はエメラルドブルー宝石みたいに光ってる何もかもを捨てたかった憂鬱なあの日々も騒ぎ始めた胸の中の答えを探す旅に出よう流れ星を追い越してくスピードで
Hey. Welcome. The force without. Hey, I thought this was PG-13. Two sets. Sure. I'll have to do some on-the-fly stuff. But we'll take care of that whenever it happens. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do something similar like I did on Wednesday. I'll see if there's any other people that are wanting to enter in last second, and then I'll just add them to the spin wheel, and we'll see what happens.
for one, she think it's a good thing, some people don't. And as Kirameki's, oh, they can't hear me.
Uh-oh.
Testing.
I hear you.
1, 2, 3. I know you guys hear me. The entire recap.
From the top. Like Spider-Verse.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the Prowler theme.
That
Play
was
it
a
on here.
terrible impression.
But wait, what impression? I didn't do an impression.
No, it was me. I was trying to do the Prowler thing. It sounded terrible. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, kind of from the beginning, I guess. Everybody made it back to Kirameki's house. Lian Yin made sure that the bodies from the safe house were at least taken in by the watch. So there is a possibility that their families do find them. In the morning, there was a display in the market where one she appeared to remove the bending powers from a criminal. As they, are starting to rally the crowd, getting people to agree with them. Lian Yin intervenes and de-escalates the situation, talking with people as the crowd disperses, quelling curiosities. Yet a number of people still, agree with the one she. And back at the house, or at the shop, as Kirameki's finishing sending off his wives, and you guys are kind of discussing what Kirameki is talking about going back to Arashi, possible for the Domekage for maybe answers, and a knock at the back door as I just said his name to you today. So many names as a DM. I don't want to get his name wrong, so I'm looking it up again. Tahashi. Tamashi. Tamashi walked in, and that's where Will starts. As he walks in, hands in his sleeves. You guys see a man in a light yellow, undershirt, white robe, long white beard, kind of balding in the center, with a big white haired braid going down his back. A little heavier set, it appears, and oh, Kirameki, looks like you're having a party.
I don't know if I'd exactly call it that, but wait, did you just come through the back door?
Of course. There's a lot of people out front.
Tamashi, you know that's not very flashy.
But it's still cool. It's us here, and you didn't notice.
Yeah, I guess. So, what's going on?
It appears that we won't be having this. He kind of looks around at everybody. Meeting at this establishment.
Yeah, did you just hear the little display that went on outside?
I did indeed.
You know anything about them?
I know some things, but we probably shouldn't talk here. You have like your bag packed, right? Or I guess he saw your wives leave.
Yeah, I guess both.
Where are you going now?
Back to the place that I never wanted to return to.
A lot has changed since you left.
That's true.
Do you think confronting them is really the best option?
Well, I'm not really going for confrontation, but I suppose that's probably unavoidable. You think it's a good idea? Or I guess with everything that you know from my own past, do you think it makes sense that they would be backing the One Chi?
It would be odd for a family of elemental humans to back an organization trying to remove them.
I've seen shadier things.
Fair point.
Well, you have any suggestions? I mean, our current plan was to kind of avoid going there if possible, but I just kind of thought that maybe they would have some information. I guess I just don't understand why they would have specifically have been looking for me or trying to take me to whatever that hole was in the commons.
Well, I suspect two things. Remove your abilities. Two, kill you.
Yeah, but it's not like I really publicly display that. How would they know who I am? I mean, you've seen it yourself. I've just been posing as a fireworks salesman up until this point. As I kind of look over my shoulder. I mean, I am a fireworks salesman since this point.
You already owe us an explanation.
Who just
No
raises an
use in
eyebrow?
hiding it.
Possibly they spotted you training.
We do
By the way,
have evidence.
Kiribeki. Oh, go ahead.
We do have evidence that they were looking for you, Karamaki. Oh, and by the way, I'm Adder Kavrathian, and I approached the man. since it was not seen fit to introduce us, and I'll introduce myself to this person.
You seem to greatly value their opinion. Who are they to you? Speaking to Kiramaki.
Who are what to who?
You're asking
Sorry.
about Tamashi?
Yeah.
He bows before Kiramaki can say that. Oh, pardon me. I am Tamashi. Just a wandering traveler that enjoys a nice lavender tea.
Hmm.
I'll bow to him as well.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Tamashi. Kind of give him the half bow, kind of keeping my eye on him.
I'm gonna kind of lean in forward and place my hand on Tamashi's shoulder. Adder here is interested in the garden's secrets.
You trust everyone here?
You know I don't.
But you're working with
But
them. That's a step
yeah,
in the right direction.
I would say I trust them more than anybody else here in the city.
Who's to say we trust you and your mysterious stranger?
Um, we shouldn't discuss things here. Would you all come with me?
I kind of look at Wu.
I look back at you. We share a moment.
I give
There's
you
inspiration
the
point.
gaze. You're right. I owe you that inspiration point. I'll claim it now.
I'll kind of
This
just
whole
look back to
time, he pretty
everyone.
much just
Oh,
has
okay.
this like innocent smile on his face, like the whole time. He
Yeah.
seems like a very chipper old man.
But yeah, I look at Wu with the like giving him the look like I don't quite trust Tamashi at the moment.
Who
He's
returns
come
your
in
look.
and
Well, we know they were looking over my place the other night before we hunted them down. So I don't think there's a point in sticking around here for potential prying eyes or ears. So we're gonna go talk somewhere where we think it may possibly be more private. You guys are more than welcome to join.
And where is this place allegedly?
I don't know yet.
More secrets then.
Even I don't know, but I trust Tamashi.
well, we were given orders to pursue the Wang Chi. If this can give us a lead, I'll follow.
How do we know this will give us a lead on Wanchi? This man comes in and starts spouting nonsense about lavender tea and best friends.
He's also claimed to know something about them.
Ah, yes, I might have tuned that part out. Fair enough. That's why I keep you around, Ezra.
Could I insight the old man?
Hmm.
What are you trying to insight?
See how much I believe what he's saying and trust him. Is he trustworthy? I believe his intentions should be good and pure.
Yeah, give me an insight.
Eight.
Sorry, I'm just looking at your.
Look, I don't know if it'll be elite or not, but we don't have anything else to go off of, and he's at least attempting to provide some sort of information. I mean, if you guys feel better, I can go and get the information that he's wanting to share and bring it back if you don't feel comfortable.
You to
Within-
vanish again.
It's what I'm good at. As
I think not.
I imagine, like, I'd just like go to like a little stealthy stance, throw out like this little shining glitter as I do like a Ginyu Force pose.
Wu leans in into Israfel's like, where does he keep getting the glitter?
You also notice that I have like colored, like painted fingernails now.
What color are they?
With an 8, you he seems
I'm unsure.
very. I wouldn't even no, like he seems very like trustworthy, and like there's like a pureness about him.
Mm-hmm.
Blue and white.
Shall we go then?
Well,
Lead
you
on.
leave.
He exits out the back door.
I
And-
just instinctually follow, but I think like as I'm like being pulled towards him almost, I look back and I check on the Leon Yin and see if she's following too, or if she's staying behind.
No, she follows.
She follows. Okay. Well,
She'll keep up with everyone and follow along.
we're all following.
As you guys follow him around some of the like back alleys of the market, and you guys exit out the northeast gate. Yep, correct, up there. He right this way, like as you guys go, like kind of just to past the little mountain bend of the mountains that in that like valley right there. He kind of gives like a wave of his hand with like some hand signs, and says in a different language.
Ooh.
He says open if you have primordial. You heard him say open.
I would recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have primordial.
Where are we at when he says this?
You're like up at the up here, like around the tip of the like mountain.
I look
The
around for
base of
any.
it.
Yeah, I look around for any writing or anything. Runes or writing or anything that signifies it.
As after he says open, it's like you see like kind of like waves in the mountain, like cliffside, and it dissipates, and there is an archway. And in primordial,
Mhm.
like on the archway, one sec. My notes are a little scattered. Sorry.
Wu leans into Israfel's like, I could have done that.
I'm sure, buddy. Pat, on the back.
Wu just kind of beams with pride as you're patting within the back, like, yes.
That's annoying.
Uh-oh.
Not on my document or in my notebook.
We'll be right back after this word from our
No. It says I had like a whole sentence.
The Leon Yin will
It says
note it.
it says White Lotus in primordial on the archway. And for those of you that don't read primordial, at the core, like at the after the beginning and after the characters, the calligraphy of the words, there is a like engraved like a picture of White Lotus.
Yes, nice flower.
I will the Leon Yin will just be on the lookout for signs and symbols like that.
Mm-hmm. Adder can read it as well as he looks up and sees it. Just a little smirk.
As everyone gets in, like passes that threshold, like the waves start happening. It's like you can see out behind you, and like as the waves begin, like it slowly fades and looks like a wall behind you. And
Cool.
a windy path before you through this mountain. It's fairly narrow, like 1.5 people wide, and seems to go on forever until after about 20 minutes of staircases engraved, or like I don't say chiseled, but carved out of this mountain. You begin to see light, and you come up into a like clearing that's, as you look out, you're like halfway up the mountain and you can see like over top of the capital. And how to explain it? It's like a building built into the mountain. So there's like archway windows kind of carved out, and you can peer out of them.
Would we be able to tell if this is like hand done, or or maybe like by earthbenders?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Or would you even be able to tell?
Kind of check. Do I think that would be?
History. Do you have a tool proficiency?
See, I think you could do history, survival, or nature. Pick one of those three.
Anybody got mason's tools?
Nope.
Looks like someone made it.
Yeah, you're just like, man, how
Mm-hmm.
did they do this? Just before you, in that clearing, it's almost like a common area. You have like a table to your right. It's about 40 by 50. It looks very like you're asking about like who made it, but you can easily see, all of you, that all the edges are like perfect. All like the archway windows are perfect, smooth. Not like a mountain. And there's a doorway, like heavy stone door, center to you. And he keeps going towards it. He grabs on the like handles that are just big ring handles, like door knockers essentially. And he pulls the door open, and it goes into a hallway with about 10 feet down the hallway. There's a room to your right, and like every 20 feet after that, there's another, like a multiple doors. But this first door on the right is a little more separated from those other sets of doors, if that makes sense. Like there's not a door parallel to it like all the rest of them have. And he goes in there. Everyone's still just following, just making sure no one had anything they wanted to like do while you guys were trekking up this place.
Just taking in the sights.
Yeah, I think Adder would be expressing how this is incredible. How old is this? And just be expressing how blown away he is by all of it while traveling.
Oh, this place has been here longer than I've been born.
Goodness.
Interesting place to know about for a traveler.
Yes, and a fireworks salesman.
Kirameki like leans back after he says it's been here longer than you've been alive. That's a long time.
Oh, you're right.
What was
Um,
his name one more time? Tomoyashi?
Tamashi, Tamashi. And you guys follow him in that room, and you see sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. See 3 others in white robes. One with like a blue undertone undershirt, like light blue. One with a light red undershirt. And one with a light green undershirt. And
Roll initiative.
they're like, it looks like they're like cleaning, like picking up the like dishes. They had some teacups. They're putting them over to like the sink. And this kind of looks like a sitting room or like an eating room. And they, all of them elderly. And they are like, as you are coming in, he's like, "Oh, have a seat," and they begin exiting.
They begin exiting.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they exit to?
So you're in like a kitchen, like eating room. So they're leaving the kitchen, essentially. There's a bunch of other rooms down that hallway, and you guys entered through a common room. When you came up the path, it entered into like a common room that oversees the capital.
And Tamashi asks us to have a seat.
Yeah.
I make a mad dash to the first open chair and put like immediately, like I imagine as the chair is like partially sliding from the force from running so fast and sitting into it, that as it slides back, my feet like instantly prop up and I throw the hands behind my head and just waiting for conversation to initiate.
Acrobatics check.
Okay.
I think it'd be funny.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't accidentally flip backwards in the chair.
I was
So it's
honestly
a.
hoping for a nat 1.
I was too. That's why I coughed and had to clear my throat. But it's a kitchen, or is it a
It's like a
dining room?
dining room, yeah, a dining room
Okay.
basically. But it's like one and the same. Like the kitchen stuff's like over in the corner.
Okay. Just trying to paint my picture.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. More of
Does
a dining room overall.
does this seem familiar in any way? Like this kind of setup?
Um, I'd say probably for you, like in terms of seeing things built into mountains,
the
you
mountains,
kind
and
of
then
like lived in a waterfall.
and then like
For several years, so.
the druidic circle and like all that
Right.
stuff, like the different orders
Mhm.
of the people. So this is something that's familiar to me and comfortable, I would assume.
I believe so. Especially reading White Lotus.
Is there significance? Does the White Lotus have significance to me in particular? To the Lian Yin, rather? Because to Justin, it's not so much.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I'll send it to you.
Please, thank you.
I think I'll walk in and take the chair closest to the door.
Would Wu know anything about the White Lotus?
Make
Not be Justin, but
a religion or a history check.
I could do religion.
$18.
You know that they exist. You couldn't read though, right?
No, I don't know. What was it, Celestial or whatever?
That was
Or not
primordial.
Celestial. Primordial, yeah. That.
You know that the White Lotus exists, and that they are like to you, they're like a organization that is for the greater good and in the shadows, kind of thing.
Okay.
Where like some people would be heroic and to be written in stories and stuff. They do things for good and peace, not to be written about, essentially.
Okay. I'm gonna take a seat next to Israfil. Not as close to the door, like further away from the door, like on his other side.
Okay. Leonian and Adderson, you guys said you took a seat too.
Yeah, I'll just do what's if I recognize the space and what is the like what's customary, if this is something that I'm familiar with at least a little bit, have probably so looking back, do I recognize the man who brought us here in name or in person?
No.
No.
You for sure, like, that the organization is real, but there's no like documented names or anything like that.
My thinking is, has the Lian Yin ever witnessed anyone of the order in passing leaving a meeting from talking with the head druid, or staying in the temple and staying within the confines of the order? So I imagine like where the Lian Yin studies is not in the front room, but more so is like at kind of
yeah
at the top of a tower, kept away, kind of thing, right?
I think you know that they have been there and stuff, but like you've never like witnessed it.
Never met anybody, or
right.
I imagine like in these spaces there's like a couple people mulling about, even though Like
yeah,
you kind of get to
very
know
well
people.
could
You
have,
break
but
bread.
didn't. You very well could have met them, but you didn't know that they were
Mhm.
a part of the White Lotus.
Gotcha.
That's a possibility for sure.
Mhm.
No, I mean that really goes for anyone, but
Mhm. Well, yeah. So I just kind of imagine like rubbing elbows with people, but it being like,
this specific guy though, no, for sure.
yeah. I just imagine it being
You
like,
don't recognize him.
mhm. I imagine like the Leonian, like where she was kept,
Mm-hmm.
being, people, it being like a quiet, simple, like one of the safest of places. So like the people, somebody who might, a leader of the White Lotus might show up, and then that's where they would kind of stay while they were having their meetings, and to protect their identities, because that's where the Leonian was there for that same reason. So it's almost kind of like the kid who grows up in the White House or something, where it's like, oh yeah, Uncle Biden, yeah, what's the big deal? Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? He knows a great magic trick. He can make a coin disappear. And so, okay, that's just kind of like what I'm thinking, because there'd just be so few people, and it would be, that we're in that same space, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if seems like something, very secret order inside a mountain kind of vibe, like this is home to me. So the
Mhm.
Leonian goes over to where they're keeping the food and starts making tea for everyone.
What kind of tea?
I don't know. What do they have?
DM.
Better be some lavender.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
they got
Lotus. It's lotus tea, so I hope everybody's
there's
poison resistance is up.
there's
Mm.
there's like a massive like kind of like a sugar jar thing, but it's like full of uh like lavender tea.
Mhm.
They
Um,
they have like the sitting like on the cups, and you have to actually put the filter on the cup, and it hangs over the rim. You put the tea leaves in, then pour the
fancy.
boiling water over it, and then let it steep.
Very fancy.
There's only one way to make a fine tea. That's the right way.
Is there any are there any rather um are there any like anything from the like uh from my nation, or like the head druid or anything like sitting out as well?
You guys didn't see any other people.
Well, you saw several people sitting down, right? And then they got up and left.
Yeah, you saw 4 people dressed very similar to Tahashi.
Mhm.
There were 3 people, 3 other people. That was all you saw.
Mhm.
They were leaving.
Well, I guess more so what I meant was like uh like a gift tea set or something like that.
No.
No. All right, cool.
Salt's kind of like generic.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll just make tea for everybody then.
Handmade cups. Teapot.
They have like little White Lotus stamps on them.
No.
No. Oh, they're just brown, boring clay pots. Got it.
hmm
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I said Adder will take a seat as close to Tomashi as possible. Or to
Ooh, someone's got a crush.
he has
Um,
questions.
Questions.
he just like sits there, like silently until, unless someone says something, he sits there silently until the tea is finished.
What was your purpose in bringing us here?
Well, it's not safe at the capital.
Do you expect us to believe that it's safe here?
Why, yes. Did you know this place existed?
I'm not from this nation, so of course I didn't.
Aha. Neither do they.
Chuckles next to Israfil, kind of like silently, just kind of.
I simply brought you here to be safe and out of the way. You said your mission you, you had, because you said that out loud earlier, correct?
Yes.
That's what, yeah. Got orders to stop the one fee. They're after Kirameki. You guys all seem to be working together. And we have a common goal.
And what's your relationship to Kirameki? I mean,
We
a
are.
firework salesman and a traveler would never normally have such a close connection.
Let's just say I don't want to say help raise you. Trying to think of the way to the verbiage. I helped him in the time of need, and we remained friends ever since.
Kind of side eye Kirameki, looking at his body language, seeing if he reacts at all to that comment.
Just like completely relaxed, except for I now start like pushing back a little bit to lean the chair back, like from the back legs, and just kind of like swaying back and forth a little bit with my eyes closed and my head tilted back, kind of leaning over the backrest. The old man's my mentor.
A sensei, if you will.
You know, kind of like you military have superiors. That's he's mine.
I bump into his chair as I'm walking. The Lian Yin bumps into his chair as she is walking behind, and drops a cup and it shatters. When he leans back and like she tries to like get out of the way and fumbles the cup.
Wu gets up and attempts to help the lion pick up the pieces.
So you can be helpful to someone other than Lou.
Wu will chuckle at that comment. Oh, Israfil, you won't get on my nerves this time.
It's funny.
What are they doing?
What are who doing?
What oh sorry, I'm talking. I meant and the Leonian like looks up from the like as if yeah this it seems like this would have been like a private conversation where I was trying to just talk to you because we dropped the cup and like we could share a secret, but really I was talking to the master. What are they and like her voice echoes in like a kind of awkward way in the large hall. What are they? And because she's kneeled down and she's not making eye contact because she's like behind Kirameki and then also knelt at the ground. What are they? How are they taking the powers? And why?
How? We don't know.
You don't have to yell. I can hear you. I was yelling because I didn't know if you could hear me because I can't see you because I
Blue
broke
just
a
starts
cup.
covering his ears because he's like right in front of the Lian Yan, and she's like screaming at him.
Yeah.
But why? I think it's as simple as they say. They believe that the world is better without elemental, as though I meant to clarify this before. But gonna like change the wording on this. Elemental mortals. Because any of the races can be like bending ability. But anyways, so they believe that it would be a better place. But there's no balance in that. And there's no peace in that.
I can agree with that sentiment, which is why I desire to stop them.
And it's happening all over.
So there's others that have this power?
Now, it appears only their leader. But of the mysterious kidnappings and what do you call it? Not protest, but just what they were doing in the market. Display. The displays of power and rallying others
Fear
behind them.
fear mongering.
Yeah. Fear mongering.
So first we had the meeting. Would I know anything about why the faction leaders met, or did I even know that they met?
Don't recall. Did Israfil or Wu ever mention that? I don't believe so. I don't remember you guys mentioning it to anyone else.
Nope.
Mentioning no.
Okay.
The meeting we had with everyone, absolutely not. None of y'all's business.
Nope.
Gotcha.
Just the only thing we were told we were to pursue the Wangxi.
No, I'm talking about the meeting with the leaders.
Remember when
The-
we were
all
with
the-
that
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
no.
how like secretive or that meeting was or not.
those-
I mean, I would have came out seething, but outside of that, I wouldn't have said anything.
that the only other leader that anyone like knew came is the Emperor, because he likes to look powerful in front of people.
So I guess would it be also safe to say then that there's not like a whole lot of word or rumors about like demons getting behind the wall? then, correct? Like in the Fire Nation.
That is correct.
Okay.
These two would know about it. And if they haven't mentioned it, then no.
I mean, I may have mentioned it to some nobles in episode 1.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
He definitely did mention it to some nobles episode 1, and I typed an entire. I sent you an entire thing about that. Give you a little inspiration. He may have dropped it to some nobles in the very beginning.
Yeah, I
Now,
remember
how
that.
far that word traveled is a totally different story.
Oh, those guys were totally about like using shit to their advantage.
I guess also, could I ask?
Who all was in the Dirty Water Inn that night,
Woo.
gambling and stuff?
It was just
Me
Woo and
and-
Israfil, I thought.
Yeah, that was the noble.
Oh,
inn
no,
that
sorry.
day.
Wait, which
Yeah.
the Dirty Water Inn was the
The night gambling and
Yeah, that
stuff
was me
when
and
Leon Yin was got everybody singing on the tables.
Oh, all 4 of us showed up at some point.
they
Yeah,
all
pretty
stayed
much everyone
outside.
was there.
The only ones that were inside was me and you. Was Adder and Leon Yin.
Mm-hmm. But they all met outside on the porch.
You guys did go up to the door though, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Everyone that was there, give me a perception. This is like a
Back in the day.
this is like a I don't know.
Dude, you and the
Yeah,
perception checks.
Now that you're bringing it up.
nice.
I
Israfil.
didn't hear anything.
I'll use my point of inspiration for that I got a while back.
4.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
Oof.
Yeah, the singing and stuff was like so loud, but
Yeah.
Woo, like you that night, you definitely like you heard people like kind of mumbling, like coming and going out of the Dirty Water Inn while you guys were outside trying to get them to come out. Couple people. Oh, did you hear about the demons? The Oni or made it through the walls. Like something like that. But
Okay.
so no one else knows it was getting around, I guess.
I guess the original intent behind the question is,
Mhm.
like, is the White Lotus's primary function still the same, like as far as like the mountain goes?
Yes,
Okay, so then I would say,
but they can like this could end up being,
right.
a global takeover. So like it's on their radar as well.
So I would ask Tamashi then, is this bigger than our main objective?
Adder just leans in
To
this.
I don't. Not bigger yet, but removing our strengths and our being, lowering our numbers in the long run, we would be doing the mountain's job for itself.
Yeah, I can't imagine removing elemental humans will be any good for any of the nation's defenses.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
most of them
Adder's-
are partially built based on elements. So
Yeah.
yeah, it wouldn't be good at all.
I think like Adder's just looking back and forth between Tamashi and Kiramaki, and says, "And the objective is questioning." Main objective.
Well, we as the White Lotus. I believe that's the first time he said that in conversation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of okay. Thanks. Yeah, he says it, but we as the White Lotus, our mission is to repel Orodoruin. You guys all know that's the name of the mountain.
The mountain.
The mountain. Okay.
The infinite abyss of the mountain.
So much for being a simple traveler, then, huh?
We're all simple somethings, just trying to make our way in the world.
Okay, fireworks salesman.
I hold up my hand and there's like
Okay.
little lady fingers in between each digit. Did you want some? I hold like a hand of like little smoke balls out to you. Some snakes.
You're
and
just a
sparklers.
simple soldier, right? He smirks
Oh.
while he takes a sip of tea.
No, he's a fallen angel. Actually,
He goes, vroom. Oh,
when I hand
Fair
him the
enough.
when I hand him the tea, I pull out the ceremonial dagger that I have, which is like in like a fan, like a face fan. I like
mhm.
take it off and to like cut a piece of like the hard like brown sugar or whatever, like a lump of sugar kind of thing, you know, for his tea. Just like cut a little piece off and set it on the side of the saucer, and then put the ceremonial dagger of my place and people, just to flash the symbol of the Leonian station. Since I'm not wearing the mask, I'm
Mhm.
just in simple garb.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely thought you were saying you were putting down the one cheese deck.
No,
About to stab him. About to stab
Mm-mm.
him. I think I'll say. I think Adder says, "Thank you, Leonian," as soon as she gives him his tea.
It's funny. Whoops. Whoops.
By the way, I flashed it to the head guy, right? That's who I was doing that for.
Yeah. I did it.
Right. Yeah.
I did a perception check.
Oh, I definitely did it I did it on purpose in a way to like reveal who I was to him. Was the idea.
Yeah, I was just making sure, he was actually looking.
Oh, okay.
Well, initially. And what brings you out this way? He says, right to you.
I guess the same problems that are bringing all of us here. Seems like this place needs help.
Then it's settled. We work together. He's like smiling with his eyes closed. Is he sips his tea?
I'd like to take a second to open my eyes as I'm relaxing in the chair to look over at Wu's face to see his facial expression when he says that.
You say that again. So Chancho was eating paper.
When Tamashi says it's settled, we'll work together. I just wanted to kind of see what Wu's facial expression was, if any.
Wu just kind of arced an eyebrow when that was said, but he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of like,
And I close my eyes again. Well, is there a plan?
I think that finding to help this place, finding you say there's only one person who has the ability to remove powers that we know of. So even if a belief is spread, the power to do something about it rests here and lies here. So finding who these masked individuals are would give us a lot of power. They are taking great care to hide who they are. So knowing who they are would give us power over them, or else they wouldn't hide themselves. And I think I have an idea of where we can start with that.
Let's hear it.
So I open up my bag and I pull out I begin to pull out a bunch of the this like I place the dagger down and I place I guess one of the letters down, and I place down what else did I collect whenever we were in that place? Oh, the maker's mark of the chair. And I placed down some of the food. I grabbed the food that they had been feeding the people for that cage. All of these things are common, everyday items. But they don't just grow on trees. These things are made by people. And because of that, the people who made them interacted with the people who are in charge, or the people who are in charge interacted with those who were told to come get this. So this is if we go to these places, we can find potentially the people coming and going, maybe a common thread.
That is a possibility.
They don't. I imagine they don't go and buy and sequester weapons to be made for their gang in full mask and garb, but maybe we can. And these people, they must meet somewhere. They must gather, and in those gatherings, they don't. They have to reach out for members. So maybe by going to these places, we also may become invited to their secret underground cave lairs full of nice tea, or wherever else they might meet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we found the one location. You think there'll be more here in the water capital?
There must be. There must be. There are more of them here in the water capital. And I don't imagine the people who were performing such actions were living in squalor, in hiding. They don't seem like those kind of. If they were people who would live in squalor and hide, they would have no need to hide their faces in public as they do.
Adder kind of has a confused look on his face and kind of half-ass holds his hand up before speaking, like he's asking permission to speak.
Mhm.
So, I have a question. So, the elemental powers that seems that many of you possess, they come from the elemental avatars originally. And only from them. So this ability that this Shin Ulaman has to take away, where is there any idea where that would come from?
Some abilities are natural and some are learned, where a wizard accesses the arcane through runes. The bender assesses one and only element, but can once trained or practiced rather, can manipulate it freely.
And where would someone go to learn this type of power? A mage, a wizard, you said.
I don't know.
I try to think back to when he removed that. Was I able to like see how he did that, like the power and what it looked like?
He just pointed his thumb up into the air and pressed it on their forehead,
Hmm.
and
There wasn't any like
Like a-
shining lights or.
there was like a faint glow. Wasn't like bright. It wasn't like a divine, like, bright, blinding light or anything like that.
Mhm. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
Mhm.
was I am thinking back on it. Okay, so
But you all saw it. You all saw him do it.
Did it remind me of any magic that I've seen or heard about or studied or any of that?
I don't think so.
So it was like
This is the first time that it's ever like anyone ever has that you know, from
has
like reading that has
Mhm.
done this to someone.
Right. But then, but it didn't. So it didn't look like a school of necromancy or evocation or any. It didn't look like any kind of arcane school that I had ever seen. It didn't look like any kind of druidic magic or any kind of divine like ability. This is like something that I have not like heard about or witnessed or anything before. It's like a power beyond
Right.
any of those like
Yeah,
schools.
he didn't use any like verbal or somatic, like anything like a normal caster
Mhm.
from like the arcane would use.
Is this Shin Ulama? Is this his birth name? Do we know um, which land he came from?
I do not have his birth certificate.
He's probably foreign. He probably comes from a whole different place. No, is he even allowed to be the leader then? If he needs to produce his birth certificate to prove that he can rule them, what is he hiding?
Oh man.
Hmm.
I know in the street
Um,
the bender they weren't able to produce water like normal. Do you think that their power was truly taken away?
I mean,
How do we
this
even
You
know
meant
that person was a bender in the first place?
or that it wasn't removed prior. They acted as if they acted defensively in the moment. Or they for sure acted defensively in the moment,
Yeah.
trying to
I
protect
didn't.
themselves using their power instinctually, and looked confused
For all we
whenever
know,
they
it
were
could have
unable
just been a
to.
bestow from the one chi.
But
I'm trying to
yes.
promote propaganda and trying to gain more followers by creating a spectacle.
you think the victim or the alleged victim was in on it?
I'm not saying that I think that, but it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Yeah. Well, if it was true, Tamashi, do you know of anything that could hinder someone's ability? Muted.
Not in my lifetime.
You often mention concentrating and controlling the flow of energy. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
That is possible. Their name is One Chi.
Well, I think that we should find these people because they're part of the community, and then maybe get invited to a meeting. A little bit of, work from the inside.
Or we can pretend to be one of these benders and have them potentially kidnap one of us and have them try to take our bending powers away while the rest of us is on the outside, and then we
Yes.
grab him and then interrogate him.
Yes.
I mean, I do have this armor. I could just put it on you, Wu. And I start trying to put the One Chi armor on Wu.
Who just stands there is like, okay.
Seems about your size.
Who starts like trying to like do these crazy bender moves, like trying to look like a water bender or whatever.
I like throw out firecrackers out of my hand. Look, guys, I'm a firebender. Yeah.
The Leon Yin will cast Witch Bolt on like something in the middle of the table, and just start laughing as everybody like sits there in shock.
Huh.
Look, I'm a bender too.
An airbender?
Yeah.
The airbender they've been looking for?
Ricochets off of the stone table
Mhm.
into in the stone room.
Oh, I can. Oh, so I can ricochet my Witch Bolt? Cannon.
Challenge accepted.
Don't roll one. And
Oh god.
Woo uses like prestidigitation on everyone's tea and like levitates their tea out of their cup.
Another airbender.
Oh, it's waterbender.
You levitated the cups. Or you
No, the water out of
Oh,
the
the water.
cup.
Okay, I
The
thought you meant
water.
like the saucer and all. Like,
He's like staring intently, like in mass concentration, like making it look like it's really challenging.
how many benders we got in here?
We're all benders.
If this is the plan,
We kind of like
it might
stands up and
be
like,
a good idea, doing maximum preparation.
what do you mean? I look great in this armor. Where's that Wan Chi mask?
Because you'll never know how many they have, or wherever one of you would be taken to.
That is why it is important that the rest of us surround the one. I'm assuming it's me at this point. When they go to try to take me, you guys follow or surround the one that's trying to take me. Foolproof plan, I assure you.
Do you think it would be easier, though, instead of getting captured, to just be brought into the fold, to go to one of the displays where they say, join us, and we say, okay, I would like to, I also believe, and then we just go to a meeting?
I think the Leon
For
knows
instance?
something.
Do what?
How often do they do these showings in public?
I don't know, but
This is the
They
first
def-
one.
they definitely, okay. Leonian picks up the dagger. Somebody has spent their entire life crafting this skill. And some of their life feeling as if they were held back, and only a small portion of it having joined the Wan Qi or providing this to the Wan Qi. So the person who made this is either part of the Wan Qi, and each craftsman's hand is like a signature. So they've provided this unknowingly or knowingly. And like I spin off the bottom and I dump out the cyanide capsule, most likely knowingly. I pick up the parchment.
I'll reach out and grab the cyanide tablet. Ooh, piece of candy. Put it in my pocket.
No, I thought you were about to do.
Yeah. So,
No.
and that is not a simple thing for an alchemist to create, and a dangerous thing. Something that is forbidden, I would assume. Is it forbidden to make, like, suicide pills? Most likely. Or they're not even suicide pills. It would be like a poison deadly enough to kill somebody as soon as they take it. Would, I assume, isn't just like, yeah, any old person can make those, and it's not regulated at all by the people in charge.
We all assume that's what it was. Is that what it is?
That's true.
I mean,
We don't know what it does.
Is it even a known or common thing?
Yeah.
Say
So whatever this is complex and powerful, and not every person is able to do this. So that person is tied in, but they spent their whole life being able to do that before they decided to join the Wan Qi. The inks in this and the parchment and where it was written is something that I can decipher and discern. And all of these people are tied and connected under our noses, but which means that they were brought into the fold before. They were meeting before. And we can infiltrate them. In a way, we can infiltrate them in two ways. By getting captured.
How do you
Which
plan on
seems
getting
very,
invited?
very dangerous.
what did Kirmeki say?
Said, how do you plan on getting invited?
Hmm.
Who do you think they look for? Anyone?
I
I understand what you mean by
I don't know.
whether
I don't
they're
know.
connected or whether the vendors know who they're selling to or
Mhm.
whether they're just
So
commoners under the nose. But do you know like a specific way, or do you have any ideas on
I have an idea.
where we would go to possibly get invited to such things? Woo.
I still have an idea.
Mhm.
What if? And Wu stands up and like proudly embellishes like the breastplate armor that Israfil put on him, and he happens to still have like a dagger from the Wan Chi. What if we put somebody in the street and do our own pretend show and do pretty much what they just did, and one of you will be the bender taker wearer, and you'll put your thumb on my head and I'll be like, oh no, and that might draw some attention of the actual Wan Chi, and they will be like, yes, interesting, you happen to know how to do this as well, come into our fold. Go ahead, say it. I'm a genius, it's okay. Wu just waits patiently, like, no, anyone?
I hate
Bueller?
this guy.
You just
Adder
hear the
starts
snickering from Israfil.
Adder starts with like a slow clap, and then stops when no one else joins.
I think that putting ourselves in the position of putting ourselves front and center in a position of either power or of in a position of danger to have our abilities removed with the idea of coming in and rescuing that person through acts of violence is a good idea, but maybe coming in as someone who wants to join and is seemingly more innocuous, just an initiate. Name me the last foot soldier who joined your ranks.
Wu kind of like lets out an audible like sigh at the word of initiate.
Name me. Tell me the names of the soldiers who died at the camp when the Oni attacked. The trainees. And that's where the generals started. That's where they all start before they rise to power. They are they are invisible, other than
Without
adding.
Oni's attacking?
Yeah. I was gonna
Oh,
say that.
does the Lianian not know about like the meeting? Oh, I don't know about the meeting, do I?
Nope.
No,
No.
sorry,
Oh, I
sorry,
thought
my
you
bad.
were at the meeting. That's why I asked. I was like,
No,
yes,
I
he
wasn't.
gave me the information.
No, I wasn't at the meeting. So name me those who have just joined to come in as a supporter, which they are asking for. They are desperate for. So they would gladly accept someone into the fold at this point. That's what the display was for. And to be a spy from that position is, I mean, you're disposable. Look at the 3 that you decimated in cold blood, ruthlessly. Look at the person we interrogated. Dispatched of. Checked secrets, rather, than their own lives. They don't. You would be.
Allegedly. I didn't see what happened.
I think we should infiltrate as spies. And I think the way to get invited is painted by children throughout the streets in graffiti.
I mean, now that I think about it, if they're having public displays, I'm sure they're going to have more. I don't think it's going to be too hard to just go up to one
They
of
want
their
people to join.
demonstrations. I mean, they're going to do it out in the open. It didn't seem like the guards really cared. They were even joining in on it, so I feel like it's not going to be too hard to walk in on one at this point, as long as the city's letting it happen.
I mean,
We just wait for another demonstration. I'm sure there will be another.
and if that doesn't work, then we can get captured.
Sounds like we have a plan then.
Or third option, we could cosplay.
As everybody's spitballing these ideas, Adder's looking at Tamashi and like watching his reaction to all of it.
He's just kind of like calmly sipping his tea. His eyes look closed, and he's got like a smile. And every time someone's like mentioned like an idea, he's like, "Oh, yeah, wonderful idea."
Do I think that he's actually going along with these ideas. Like I want to insight check him or something. I don't know what he's thinking. I guess he's hard to read.
Yeah, inside him.
Insight. Okay. What's a nat one give me? for a total
You should
one.
throw that dice away.
he
It's
burns
It's
his
not my
burns his
physical
lip.
dice. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm rolling on D&D Beyond. I'm about to stop and just roll physical dice. Yeah.
You look at him and he looks like he hates every single
still-
idea.
I still
He
remember
looks
the last.
like he's enjoying everyone's company,
Yeah.
genuinely interested in everyone's ideas.
Okay.
I mean,
It looks like
He
it's
looks
a good
old.
tea.
it looks like it's a great tea. Yeah.
Well,
So is this
Looks like every
what
tea
you
is a
had
good tea to
in
him.
mind? Okay. So is this what you had in mind when you said prepare?
And prepare, a bit of scouting, a bit of training. It is certainly not a good idea for Kirameki to be entering the city.
Tamashi, I think it'll be all right. I mean,
No, please do go on. Why not? He's just a simple fireworks salesman.
sure.
God.
I've been out in the open this long. If anything,
The cat's out of the bag, baby.
if anything, it'll draw them to us closer or quicker. If they're actually searching for me still.
Suppose if you're going with the get caught on purpose idea, but even then, if that's the case,
What
How
if
would
we
we-
just use Kiramaki as bait?
I don't like the idea of putting him in such
Like,
danger.
when's the last time you had a real battle? So, like pointing at you, Kirameki.
I don't want to talk about it.
He
You
looks at
He
Adder.
murdered
When's
several
the
people just the other day, just yesterday.
I wouldn't really call that a battle, but yeah, before that it's been quite some time. I definitely not where I was or should be. That's for sure.
looking at Adder? Adder, you see him like you're still wearing your regular like armor and stuff, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He looks at like your serpent symbol. When's the last time you fought outside of a duel?
Well. I haven't been challenged in a long time. Truly
And then
challenged.
he looks at Mr. Phil. When is the last time like he's like he like kind of sees his eyes go up and down on your armor. When is the last time you fought outside of the empty hordes of the front line? A sophisticated fight.
I haven't. in years.
And that is my point.
Wait a minute, you didn't
There is
ask
some. Well, he is. Wu is an acolyte of the church.
He
No one
also
said
murdered.
anything about that.
He murdered somebody yesterday as well.
I didn't murder anyone, Lian Yen. It was self-defense for honor and glory.
Oh no, you definitely murdered him. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, there's
Well,
another
don't add
another
insult to
common
injury.
another common saying that they use, by the way, that I forgot about. But I was adding some journal entries. But no challenge, no glory was the other one.
Mm.
And what about Leon Yin? I saw you murder a fountain once.
And my robes. You murdered my robes with water.
I
And
fought
it was
yesterday.
cold.
I had a fight yesterday. Just last night. With an entire crowd of people. And the leader of the Wanchi.
That was this morning, but yeah.
That was this morning. I fought this morning. I fought for the livelihoods and the goodness of the people just this morning. I'm not afraid of a fight. But not every fight requires violence.
But some do.
I believe this one does.
It stands to be seen. Oh, so, we should probably not call me Lian Yin anymore. Especially if I'm not going to be wearing my ornamental clothing and garb and the signs of my station. It seems that if I'm going to be of the common folk, then we should call me something else.
I immediately hold out my fist straight forward with a thumb to the side, waiting for you to tell us what your name is to call us.
If has anybody here played Final Fantasy IX?
I like this.
Has anybody played Final Fantasy IX?
A long time
No.
ago.
Yeah.
Are you
Uh,
also chewing right now on something, Kiramaki? Because I imagine I'm thinking of the meme.
mhm.
I don't know the meme.
My I have a given name that is not used because of my station. Separates my personal self from my duties to all of those to everyone. And that's why I am called Lian Yin. But if you would like to use my given name, or we could use something else like and I look around, we could call Dagger, and I point at the dagger. We could call me Dagger, maybe.
Nice. I see where you're going with this now.
Yeah.
Torch.
Or my given name. Or Cups.
You'd
I'm not
like us
good
to
on the
call you
spot.
by your given name, but we haven't even seen your real face.
This is true.
Um,
All right, waiting this long isn't that flashy, so.
Mhm,
She said like 4 of them. You could have been like bloop 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 bloop. Like
Those were
Uh,
suggestions, ideas. That wasn't a name.
Did
I didn't hear anything.
The only reason I remember
Uh.
is or know is because it was mentioned by Adder at one when she had come in and he had mentioned that she was able to just change her appearance.
oh yeah, that's correct. When you were walking back to the house,
Yeah.
and Kirameki was like, "Who's that?" And yeah,
I knew what you were
Anyway.
about to say.
yeah.
I would like to use the dash action to get up to Lian Yin and like almost in your like personal bubble and like look directly in your face. That's not your real face.
Okay. Let me post the ability here.
Damn, I got disconnected, guys. What I miss?
Oh, I can do my clothing and everything,
The world.
Oh my
and my
God.
belongings and everything. Holy shit!
Kicking the dog out of my.
You're kicking the dog.
What's the Leon Yin's name?
So you make make an I haven't told him yet. Make an investigation check. You guys haven't said if you wanted me to use it or not. So,
I don't actually
and
want
make
to
a.
like discern for myself. I'm at like just asking you, so you can choose to respond how you'd like.
Um. She like takes she reaches across with her left arm and grabs her right elbow and turns her right knee inward and like curls her right foot kind of forward, so she's like standing on like it's like she's placed the tops of her toes on the ground, and her shoulders slant. She looks at the floor whenever you get that close. We don't have to use my real name. It's okay. We can use a different name. What do you think would be the best?
I dash back to the chair. Doesn't matter to me. Prop my feet up on the table.
I think that dealing in secrets is only going to be the downfall of this team, and we need to be open.
Wu kind of looks at Israfil like,
As I'm staring directly at Kiramaki.
Wu just keeps like inching closer with like that kind of look in his face.
Is this the part where we all tell each other about our lives, or look, we all got secrets, right?
Oh, this is when the team comes together.
Is there something you'd like to ask, Israfil?
It's the beginning of the second. It's the beginning of the second act in the trials in the trials of Hercules.
I'm just saying, you promised us an explanation as to who you actually are, and we never got that.
This hasn't answered it.
What?
Not directly, no. Obviously, this is part of the White Lotus, but that can't be all that it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be being targeted.
Well, I like kind of look at my hand, and I turn and like, is there what like sitting at the table? Is there like any empty chairs across from me, or is there? I guess what's around.
Yeah, so there's 2 empty chairs. There's 8 total.
I look at one of the chairs and I'll just kind of do like a flicking motion towards it. And you don't see anything at first, and then you just kind of hear like a burst of thunder, and it like throws the chair backwards. I'm assuming that's why they're after me, but yeah, I can bend air. Sort of.
We just kind of gasp, but like in like almost a sarcastic nature.
Surprise, it was me. I know.
Who? I never. Wow. Wow. Israfil, did you? I had no idea.
I know. You guys thought it was Adder the whole time, but it was really me.
Israfil rolls his eyes. My words are hard tonight.
But the question is, I don't know why they were specifically after me either. So I can't answer that question either. I'm still looking for it. I
guess
came
I
here
can
from the
accept
Air
that for
Nation
now.
to get away, and I thought they were following me, but I guess this was just this was a whole other situation entirely. I guess Tamashi mentioned that, you know, maybe they saw me training. Don't really do a whole lot of training, but I suppose everybody slips up.
Well, I suppose that's a good enough answer for now.
Israfil, did you know he was the one they were looking for? The Air Nation kid? He looks to be like in his mid-30s.
I just point to his robes that he's wearing that are clearly from the Air Nation.
My goodness, how could I have never seen such a thing? What did they put in this tea, by the way? Wu just kind of examines the cup.
Unless Lianian put anything that I don't know about in it. Should this be a lavender tea with like a scoop of brown sugar in it?
Oh, where did I put that poison tablet? And I look up at Will.
I think it's time for our break. Soon we'll get big enough to make people claim it as we roll it.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we left off with Kirameki letting Israfil know that he doesn't know
Why?
why he's after, why they're after him, why they
And
want him.
revealing that he's an airbender as well.
Yes.
I think the Leon Yin like kind of saddles up to the table at this point. Kind of excited actually. And after having that encounter with Kirameki and like kind of closing herself off, and she sits down at the table. I've always heard of this game of telling truths or daring tasks. So it's, you know, that the children would play. And this is the time, you know, this is the second act in the story of the Trials of Hercules, where we meet the mentor and they bring us together, and then the team builds trust. So Kirameki, I think you're supposed to ask someone else in the group of the people that are here that you know, that are together, your the people that are together, if whether they you ask one person if they want to tell a truth or choose a daring task instead.
Yeah. I have a question. For you, Leon Yin. Who's Hercules?
You don't know the trials of but one of the greatest poems ever written. To read it in its original written script is probably the best way, but there are many translations depending on what it is that you can read or do read. I mean, I don't mean you can't, not that you can't read probably the original script. You probably could because of you're smart and um, so capable. And that's the one that you should, yeah, probably that one then. Do Primordial?
Do I sense that Leon Yin is using, what was that skill you cast?
A presence.
Disguise itself to
I like that.
turn your. Never mind. Leon Yin, what do you want me to call you?
Whatever.
That's all I want
Just
to
not
know.
Leon. Just not Leonian. So whatever you guys think is, whatever you all think is the best.
Call her Lee.
Leah's fine.
Lee is a very common name. That would be good.
Yes. Yeah, I
The
have a
disdain in your voice when you said Lee is fine.
Leah's fine. Yeah, Leah's fine. I
Sorry.
have a given name, but if we don't want to use my given name, that's also okay. I
Well, what's
understand.
your given name?
You seem not to want to reveal your given name. You could have just said it by
Lee.
now.
Well, I don't know if I don't know if it's okay. Nobody said it was okay.
I mean, we all use our given names here, I'm assuming. Other than yourself, because of your title.
Is this the telling truths part? You weren't supposed to. Only Kirameki is supposed to ask somebody. It's not your turn.
Well, wait a minute. You didn't express the rules of this game.
Of
I want to play now.
It's the children's game, where you ask somebody to tell a truth, or if they would like to tell a truth, or if they'd like to do a daring task. I hear it's very fun.
We call it fire and brimstone from where I'm from, and it always ends in somebody
yeah.
getting burned.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Yes, and you played it with your childhood friends.
I did actually, yes, and Israfel probably did as well. It was quite a lovely game. I have actually. This robe helps to cover up all of my scars from it.
Israfil, when you were a child on the celestial plane, would you play this game as well?
Definitely not. This is the first I've heard of it.
What do you mean? It's common within the Fire Nation. May not have
I'm
been
not
on the.
originally from the Fire Nation.
That's right. I forgot.
So then because Kirameki asked me, I'll ask, Adder, to tell a truth or choose a daring task.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You asked me who Hercules was, and I told you.
No, I asked you, what do you want us to call you?
But no, you asked me who Hercules was first. You're trying to change the rules of the game.
I'm not
For
trying to
a
change
reason, fire,
anything. I'm trying to
brimstone.
ask you what you want us to call you.
Well,
This isn't even about
What-
truth or dare or whatever you're trying to call the game. I just want to
Mashi, do you
know,
have
what
a
do you want
fire
us to
pit
call
by
you?
any chance? Or like a little flame, like a candle? Because whoever refuses to answer is supposed to take their hand and put it on top of the flame, or any part of their body, really. That's the penalty for not doing the fire or the brimstone.
There's a like there is like a fire pit, like a cauldron above it. Um, not currently lit, but there are torches in all four of the corners of the room.
I'm
Wu goes off to find a torch and to
uh
grab one.
like a candelabra or whatever, yeah, or brazier or something.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just lift it out of it.
He comes back and just kind of like starts putting like takes 2 candles out of the candelabra, grabs 2 torches, whatever he found, and is holding one out to each of you, like just kind of like, come on, you know you want to.
Um, the le- I want you to call me whatever you want to call me. Whatever's most comfortable for
Whatever is
you.
most
Again,
comfortable is whatever you want us to call you.
the Leon Yin looks troubled, and then holds her hand over the brazier.
Wu smiles.
Start to feel it tingle under your hand and quickly to burn.
Adder, I like Lee. Truth.
Okay, then that's
Wu takes the brazier away from the Lian Yan's hand. He goes up to Adder and hands it in front of him.
oh now it's my turn to Adder. Of truths or of to tell truths or of daring tasks.
Truth.
To tell the truth. I look. The Leonian kind of looks around to the rest of the group. Lee, sorry, Lee looks around to the rest of the group.
Just see me shaking my head, like, why are we playing a child's game under these pressing circumstances?
Wu is loving this.
I still don't know what this is.
It's the part in the story where we all reveal something hidden to garner trust between ourselves.
No, it's fire and brimstone, and Wu pushes the torch closer to Adder's face.
Um, why are you choosing to continue? Why are you choosing to fight instead of go back home? Whenever you obviously love your family so much, because that's all you talk about.
Well, I was trained to eventually seek out something that was taken from my family before I was born.
What? What? You have to tell us. It's part of the telling truths.
Fire slowly inching towards your face more.
Well, it was to find this thing and to return it, and also to
What's the thing?
Wu kind
the
of jabs
thing
him with fire at this point because he's taking too long.
the thing is a call a hockey maki.
Oh, now you don't have to answer. You took the fire. Wu kind of goes to the next person.
What was that? What was it? What is? Do I know what that is? The hockey machi,
Hachi
Right?
Maki.
the hachi maki.
Hachi maki. I
That's
think
not
I
going to get
mix it
mixed
up
up at
every
all.
time I say it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
not
think I
going to
say
get
it
mixed
every
up
time.
ever.
I say it backwards
Hey.
every time.
It's time to learn. Get accustomed.
Hachimaki. Hachimaki.
I'm gonna mess it up.
Hachimaki. Okay.
Do I know what the hachi? Do I have ever heard of the hachi maki?
In like, oh, I don't say tall tales, stories.
Mhm.
But definitely
And lore.
right. It's
In lore and fable.
a tale of the legendary Hachimaki wearers.
Does Tamashi have I think when I say it, that I would be looking at, because I've said it to Kiramaki, and I know that he knows somebody or has heard of it before. So I think I would be looking at Tamashi when I say it. Does he have any kind of reaction?
Give me a perception check.
I'll tell you this right fucking, I'm taking expertise in perception. When I can, I'm taking
Insight? Wouldn't that be an insight, rather? Since he's just looking at him?
perception. Or
so you're
insight.
just
They're both
He like
plus
looks
four.
right at him and says the Hachimaki.
I'm getting physical dice too. Y'all carry on. I'll give you here in a second.
he's trying to see a reaction.
Like, and he tells, yeah.
Yeah.
If he like
So,
spits his tea back in his cup
Yeah.
when he says it or something, chokes a little.
I will say, after Wu like kind of like prodded you with fire, and then you're like and you spit everything out. As Wu walks away, he kind of like giggles and says, "No challenge, no glory."
Oh, shit. Okay. Gosh damn it. It's 11. It's better than normal. An 11 perception.
He's like sipping his tea, and you definitely get a side eye. Typically, it just seems like his eyes are like have been closed this whole time. It's like with a grin, drinking his tea, enjoying the conversation, and but yeah, you caught a glimpse of side eye.
Got you.
Glimpse of the side.
So, I guess it's my turn.
I'd eye.
Woo.
Oh.
Oh,
First-
finally!
Hmm.
Yes. No, Brimstone. What am I doing? And if you didn't know, Brimstone's the part where you tell me to do something.
Do something.
It's a daring task.
That potato, tomato, water nation thing.
Well, Woo, I don't know much about you. I don't know how to embarrass you.
What?
Um,
You would embarrass me? What if I have done nothing to deserve that? Shame on you. No honor and embarrassment.
I lean over
No
to
glory and
Adam,
embarrassment.
tell him to wet his robes.
Have him eat all of these. And I just reach over and I just grab like a handful of sugar cubes, like the whole block of like the sugar. Have him eat this.
Wu starts waving the torch in front of both of you, like, stop! You can't give him ideas. That's cheating. No honor and cheating.
It sounds like somebody's scared.
I'm not scared. I'm just the rules. The rules matter, okay?
Drink all this boiling water, and I like pull
That's
the
your
teapot
turn.
off.
You still have this armor on, right?
Oh yes, I haven't,
You
unless
still have armor on and like a dagger or something?
yeah, it's this one of the daggers at the Wanchi that attacked us. I think it's a scimitar. Sorry, I might have said dagger. I meant scimitar.
Scimitar. Okay. I dare you
Yes.
to learn how to use that.
Wu just looks very disappointed in you and is just kind of like, I already know how to use a scimitar. It's not that hard. He just kind of does like a quick flourish of the scimitar.
I throw something at him to see if he can cut it. Like, pick
No
something
way,
up off the
just
table.
cut it.
Yeah, I pick something up off the table and just throw it at his face to see if he cuts it.
DM, do I need to roll for that?
Yeah.
What do you want? Dexterity,
I
acrobatics,
want
athletics,
acrobatics.
persuasion, no, perception. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You get it.
Well, Lee, what did you throw
Gosh
at me
damn
so
it.
we can understand what it is that I cut?
A cup.
Oh, the boring cups. Yes. Maybe they'll make nicer ones later.
Gosh damn it. I really wanted you to miss whatever it was.
Just get conked on the side of the head by a cup.
Yep.
Yeah, bonk.
Wu looks at Tamashi and takes like the fire stick he's got this whole time and like waves it and then like points it directly at him and is like, "You curious stranger who brought us here, who I still don't understand why we're here in a kitchen that's not a kitchen. What do you want to do? Fire or brimstone?"
He fire.
There's so many questions I want to ask. And Wu takes a second and starts like thinking to himself, trying to figure out what's the best question to ask. After like a dramatic pause, he looks back at Tamashi and goes, "What's your favorite number?"
I think freaking Isafil was sipping tea and completely just spat it all over the table. Like,
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Number,
Hell yeah.
number, not dinosaur.
What's your favorite dinosaur? That's such a good question.
I think we should change it to that now. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I asked.
What's
What's
your,
your
if
dinosaur?
you could be one animal, what would it be?
Number 5.
I like 5 too. I'll keep an eye on you.
The
Wu just kinda
Leonian
walks
thinks
away.
too hard about Lee starts to try to think about everything that they know about the number 5. The entire history of the number 5.
Insert meme with that chick with all the calculations going on. Like,
What about Shiny over there?
it's not your turn. You haven't. It's not your turn. It's Tamashi's turn. Tamashi,
Are you
excuse me.
calling Israfil shiny?
Yeah. I'm not asking for a turn. I'm just making sure that he's asked a question.
This is a game, and you will play by the rules. There's no honor in breaking rules.
There are no rules.
No glory for you then.
This isn't even a game. This is just made up.
How dare you? This is a child time, pastime. Wu just kind of like stammers off.
What is that?
I guess it's not that important.
I don't understand what you guys are even talking about.
Even Lee thinks so. I thought you were a woman of culture.
I mean, I've never actually played the game before. I was never nobody ever asked me to play.
Oh. Well, we can continue playing, Lee. It is Tamashi's turn.
He looks at might have to roll for this one.
Who stole the cookies from the cookie jar?
Okay.
Isserfield's the only one that has been asked, isn't he?
I'm
Correct.
fine with not being asked a question either way.
I'll let fate decide. And he looks over at Israfil.
Hmm.
Truth or dare?
Fire brimstone.
My apologies. Fire or brimstone?
Yay.
Fire.
Tell me about that curious weapon that you hold.
Oh, this thing. It was originally gifted to me by Heiwa. It's been years, but
It's a gift
after
from a
fighting so
goddess.
yes, Lee. It was gifted by a goddess.
Who looks shocked? Oh wow. That people get those?
Yeah. Lee gets really close to it, like nose to nose. No, like puts their nose on it, basically.
You just get this overwhelming fear of dread and terror as you approach it.
Okay, standard state of operations.
Yep.
Mhm.
This sword used to glow with radiant light, but after spending nearly 3 decades fighting Oni, it seems to have taken on quite a bit of a darker nature.
Does it do anything special to Oni?
DM, that would be a good question. Would it?
At the moment, you don't know anything other than what it currently does.
No, but it allows me to instill fear into the hearts of the enemies that I strike with it.
We saw like some sort of display down in the basement from you, right? Or was that redacted for?
So I was originally trying to do something that took an
Okay.
action, so that was redacted.
Okay. So we definitely didn't
Yeah.
see like any sort of racial
No.
thing, right? Okay. I just wanted to make
No.
sure before I said what I was going to say, but I'm not going to.
No.
Is there any writing on
No.
it?
And what does it look like? What does it look like, Israfil?
Yeah. Tell us about your sword.
So it is the longer katanas. I'm not sure the actual name for them. I know they have
Nodachi.
an actual name. Nodachi, yeah.
Nodachi, yeah.
Nodachi. And it's a Nodachi with runes at the handle, or not runes, but celestial writing on the blade just above the handle.
What's it say?
And
You can message it. You can just message it to me. If you want?
do you have?
Oh, I wanna
do
know.
you understand celestial?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll message it to you.
You can message it to me too then.
All right. Once I come up with exactly what it says, I'll message it.
Okay.
I
All right,
also
cool.
have dark vision.
Lame.
They have dark vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The hilt is black wrapped with red threading. The blade itself is black with a very bright silver bladed edge. And when it's unsheathed, you can see basically a slight wisp of basically black energy radiating off of the blade.
Dude, every 14-year-old in the world
Yeah.
just wet their
Mhm.
pants, dude. Every 14-year-old boy.
You're their favorite character.
Yeah. Dude, Israel is so cool, dude.
I'm playing Israfil this time.
Yeah, dude. Why is nobody like why is Lee even there? Like I don't get it. What do they even do?
I mean, they're virtually polar opposites at the moment, even though they're at the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna walk up to Israfil and like put the fire aside and like put a hand on his shoulder and look at him dead seriously and like kind of like concerned and like basically say, if you're ever ready to come over and talk about Atma, I'm here for you.
The blade, like the flames on the blade of the that was gifted to him by a different god. Reaching out towards you, like clasping hands, dissipating into shadows.
We're completely oblivious to it all. Thinks he's being noble and doing a good deed.
But I think we've all shared a good amount of information here to have gained trust. I think we may need to set out and set our plans in motion.
And what is the final plan?
I believe the Lian Yin has
Lee,
currently the best option.
Lee, I guess.
Forgive me, Lee. I mean, if you want to give us your given name, since you seem so intent on it, you may.
Seems to me that she doesn't want to give it at all.
That's not it. Is this a of telling truths or daring
Truth
tasks?
or dare, Lee?
You being yandere right now? I didn't say that in character, by the way.
Telling truths.
What is your given name?
It is Vignette.
Well, it is a pleasure to finally meet your acquaintance, Vignette.
That makes so much sense.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, right. But it's you are. There are only a few others who know this name. I'm supposed to hide it as well as my true self. So are you asking me my given name, or are you asking me my true self in this telling truths?
And what do you mean by your true self?
Nope. You already said the answer, so you have to ask somebody else for fire or brimstone. That's the way the game works.
The Lian Yin holds her hand. She grabs the torch by the head of it, like with her bare hand.
Impressive.
I'll break the rules this time. Are you asking me my name, or are you asking to know me? You can see that she's like rubbing her like she has like she's like rubbing the cloth of her shirt, like balling it up and like kind of rubbing it vigorously, kind of rocking a little bit. And you can see that as she's holding the torch, it does. She's not flinching at all.
Well, Vignette, I don't wish to make you uncomfortable. As much as you're willing to divulge is as much as I'm asking for.
It's what you want to know.
I Adder, I think, with all of the attention on Lee, he starts to like puts his hand on his sword. He's about to draw it.
Wu's also getting very uncomfortable at the amount of time that Lee is holding the torch.
Yeah, you hear like sound of her skin pop.
Wu laughs nervously and like takes the torch away. I think that's good for now. And he just kind of starts walking off with the torch, putting it back where he found it.
Take a point of fire damage.
Sorry.
No. I don't take fire damage.
Oh, whoops.
Neat.
I'm just I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you something you don't want to know. So I'm asking if you want to know, but if you don't want to know, then that's okay, because it's if you know, then you can't not know, and you shouldn't have to know if you don't want to.
You may tell us of your true self, Vignette.
But do you want to? I know I can, but do you want to? No. If you don't want to.
If you are accompanying us on this journey, then I fully
think they
intend to
need
know
to.
who I'm with.
I think they need to, Vignette.
Do you have that picture, by the way, Evan?
Almost.
Okay, cool. All right. Are you sure you can't tell anyone? Because then it means, because then it doesn't work. The Lianyan doesn't work. They can't know the Lianyan, that I am the Lianyan. That has to be a secret, or then they won't. Then I can't help people anymore.
You have my word that this will never leave this room.
Well, she looks around at the others to make sure that they want to know. You don't have to know.
I definitely
Mm,
side
good.
eye Israfil whenever he says that it won't leave this room.
Because we will leave this room, so then it will leave this room.
I meant that none of us will speak of this in public. Not necessarily that we won't be leaving this room.
Yeah, Evan, you just tell me when you have the picture.
Good.
All right. So, all right. Okay. So, I drop disguise self. Vignette drops disguise self. And standing before you, Israfil, is the visage of something that you've cut down 100 times. Curved tusks coming out of the bottom lip, horns growing out of the top of the head, exposed flesh across the brow, runes burned deep within the skin of the forehead. Hooves and those backwards kind of feet. A demon or Oni or
Half of one.
what you may, yeah, what you may, yes, what you may have called it stands before you. The enemy.
Yeah, I would immediately take a defensive stance with my blades out and like looking back at Vignette and then Tamashi.
I prepare Misty Step. I like get ready to Misty Step.
As soon as Kirimaki draws blades, I'll draw mine as well.
There's gonna be a Mexican standoff at this moment.
I don't know, maybe.
The unburnt hand, still kind of like smoke coming off of it or whatever.
Ooh, just looks confused.
I think
Are you-
as for Phil, knowing what most Oni are naturally aggressive from fighting so many and seeing your reactions over time
Uh-huh.
and how you treat people, he doesn't really have much of a reaction to it.
Oh, I'm Vignette.
It's nice to finally see who you really are, Vignette.
Is that the actual voice?
That doesn't make you uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I'll speak differently.
Now, does anyone have a problem with this?
Yes, like all of the nations combined together throughout the entire course of written history.
I more meant the people in this room, Vignette. Apologies for the confusion.
As there's multiple people in the room with blades drawn and
Yeah, like yeah, there's a Mexican standoff going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Adder's trying to protect or
I think,
attack. So
yeah. But I start yell. I'll yell out and make that clear. I believe she's good. You've
was you
seen how
yelling?
she is. Yeah, I'm yelling.
Okay.
You can see that. So in this form, Vignette has no clothes on, and that they are androgynous. They have no genitalia or anything like that. No belly button. Nothing like that. Like
You've
asexual.
seen how she cares for people.
if she were truly an Oni, if she were truly one of the Oni from the mountain, then we would all have been dead by now. She poses no threat to us.
Adder's just looking at Kirimaki.
I am like 1 foot out in front of the other, kind of lean forward in a stance to where I'm positioned to basically charge. And I have, you notice that I pulled out like these two, almost like, I don't want to say cleavers because they're pointed blades, but like these very thick, short blades with like a chain that runs between them. And I have like one in like a reverse hand, and the other like in a normal grip, kind of off to the side. And I have my body positioned head forward, and leaning on like the toes of my feet, and I'm not currently looking at anyone. I am merely just listening at this point. Or I guess you wouldn't know that I'm just listening, but I have my eyes closed. staring, like looking in the direction of Vignette.
Okay.
Suppose I also look over at Tamashi and try and see what his reaction to this reveal is.
I also okay.
Um,
I think when I do it, to add to your guys' reactions, I think naturally what would happen would be the Vignette would like have done this, but I think the frightened condition. So, a fearsome and beguiling presence. So it'd be a wisdom saving throw.
Oh damn.
I mean, it just makes sense, right?
So who's within 10 feet?
It would have been everybody, right?
We're in like a 10-foot room.
We're like all at a table.
I was putting away a torch, to be fair, so
Well, you just pulled it out of my hand.
no. Because when I pulled it away, I went and walked it off and said I was returning where I got it from.
Okay. But it's just everybody at the table then I believe would have been close enough, probably. That's up to the DM mostly, but that's just what I assume. And this is really for flavor more than anything, to like mark reactions. But I think that's what would happen, just naturally in the moment.
I haven't rolled, but I've already seen your true form. But I can roll as well though.
You haven't seen the full extent of it though.
Right. Okay. That's a 14.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would like everyone except Wu to roll.
Okay, I was willing to roll.
What you said.
What's the DC?
You made an argument for it. Yeah, he was awarding you.
Three.
Oh, my DC is going to be 16, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
Is it 8? Is it 8? It's 10 plus your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency, or I don't see it on here. The character
sorry.
sheet's changed, so it's harder for me to tell.
If you don't like your sheets, you can change it.
No, I like it. It's just that I don't see the information that I'm wanting.
You're just looking for
Even if it's a
attributes.
six.
My spell save.
I think it's spell save's 8, isn't it? 8 plus prof plus.
It's at the bottom of the character sheet under spellbook.
Oh, gotcha.
Spell DC.
14. It's 14.
14. I made it.
Okay. So,
Yeah, we all
nice.
passed it.
Yes, sir, Phil. You don't even roll. By the way.
Oh yeah, I always forget.
Can't be frightened.
Yep.
So what did Adder roll?
14.
You wrote 14.
Beats it.
Yeah, meets it, beats it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so like no one's like reactions change, but you
As
no one's like
as Vignette
like-
would have expected, everybody to
Right,
be
no one's
terrified
like-
of her.
yeah,
Or
it's
terrified of them.
clear most of
Of their
these
true
people have
self.
some kind of scars of the past or just whatever that, like yeah, seeing an Oni is generally terrifying, but
Nobody has,
And-
right? And
in
in
their
a generation.
in their hearts, whatever actually troubles them is even more frightening than maybe than
Yeah.
seeing you. Well, I mean,
Well, I think
Israfil has seen a number of them, but
yeah. I think in this moment too, like Vignier's been told their entire life that this is the thing that would stop them from being able to do any good in the world, and that they would be rejected because of it as well. And that's one of the reasons. That was the fear of it, right?
Hmm.
I'm a little confused for flavor and backstory wise. We've only mentioned Oni/demons once, and that was recently, saying that they're within the walls slash the Fire Nation has been attacked by demons before.
Hmm.
Can you provide any more backsight so I can kind of more understand how we would react to seeing Leon Yen and Alvinier?
Yeah. Right. So the mountain for the past like 1,000-ish years has been just like flooding yokai and oni from it. The world tree that you see like towering over the like false peak of the mountain, like shadowing the mountain, like is like from what written history, once vibrant and green and now like dark purple,
Like all the
deep
nations were
deep
fighting
reds,
against
right?
each other, and then came together to fight the waves of Oni flooding off of the mountain, and built
Well,
their walls up and their armies, and united under the common cause of like protecting,
protect
the
their own. No one could agree on how to, like, similar to what you witnessed at the summit. It ended so quickly. They all have their own way, and that's it. So
but what
they
bands them together is
quickly,
fighting against this common cause.
that has kept the national peace, though. Yeah, a common
then
enemy.
And so the Leon Yin's purpose is to be one without borders and to unite people through common goodness. And Vignier has been trained to take that station, but now is revealed to be the common enemy.
Sure. Okay, yep. I stand by my statement. Wu just sits there and looks confused. Not sure
Drops the
what to
torch.
think. Yeah.
Do I feel or anything at all whenever this happens with anyone else? Like, can I, this might be a stretch, but, is there anything that I can expend to maybe, like, try to
Perceive?
concentrate and perceive or, like, hear somebody, like, heartbeats? Is that a thing? Whenever this goes off.
Like the telemetry.
Muted.
Oh. Are you asking like because they became frightened by her?
Yeah, I guess.
There was like the influx, or give me a perception.
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 Chad's anxiety just shot through the roof when you said that word.
Punched a hole in his wall.
I said Chad, not Kyle.
It just seems like real tense in the room.
Okay.
But no, like I don't think you can't really like pinpoint it, like the cause. It could be the drawn swords. It could be you guys are in a hidden room in the, like, built into the mountain. Like it could be various people nervous because of they're told their secrets.
How's the old man reacting at the head of the table here? with people drawing the swords and everything. Yeah.
That
Before
was the
you
one
answer
thing.
how
Oh, okay.
Tamachi responds, as it like an undisciplined reaction to Vignye like actively trying to like project fear onto people, I would like to use one of my radiant display features to teleport up to Vignye to like get a blade up, like just holding it up to their throat.
I think because I had Misty Step
But
paired, right?
But you use Fey Presence instead of the action you're holding.
Well, it's a bonus action. Misty Step's a bonus action,
True.
if I'm not mistaken.
So you
yeah.
Misty Step
I-
10 feet across the
think-
room?
Well, I think it's 30, but I think that
But it's
I think what about a little bit of a chase? Can we extend the this idea of like his radiant display being a 1 teleport and my Misty Step being a 1 teleport, and us just kind of like teleporting around the room
Well,
until we
his
kind of get to a standstill?
his isn't a 1 teleport, so
Oh, is it not?
2 at the moment, but
well,
Per display,
it's
right?
only for one.
Per
It would only work as one.
yeah, because you're
Yeah.
picking one target. My point being is,
Yeah.
I'm
But so,
saying for flavor, you guys both blink a couple times across the room,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, okay. Can we do that? Yeah. Like blink a couple times,
Yes.
until we get until I'm, I guess, back in a corner, backed into like up against a wall or something.
How fast is this happening? Like, does the rest of us see this, or do we just see like them disappear and then appear in
I
another
feel like
location?
you see like the pop of the like sound of like a pop of like a firecracker, and he's like behind her throat. And what does Misty Steph look like for an
Vignye.
Oni? Yeah.
For Vignye specifically, it smells like the cherry blossoms
Oh.
off the mountain, and the petrichor after a spring rain. Not like fire and brimstone. It smells like the beauty of the mountain rather
Right.
than it does
Yes. She Misty Steps to the other side, like back to where he was, and like a light pink, cherry blossom falls where she was, and then another like snap pop, and Kirmeki's behind her.
Here be the monsters rating with a party of 26. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And
What's up, guys?
How big is the room, by the way?
it's like 2020,
Okay.
not like huge.
Gotcha.
Actually, I take that back. Trying to think of. I want it to make sense.
Nice.
This is like a 2040. Kind of like a medium-sized dining room. Anyways, then she ports away as another cherry blossom falls where she was to the other corner, and snap pop again. And now, as she's standing with her back to the corner and Kirameki is in front of her, weapon up, would you have your whole back to everyone, or like kind of the side? How does that look?
Are you talking to me?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine if that's the case, yeah. Like, I would be willing to have, like, an open shot for me, as long as I can have, like, the blade up against them.
Yeah. So the blade is like an inch away from
And just to
Vigne's throat.
can I clarify something too?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
The ability that she used to cause fear, She was more, or Justin was more role playing that as that just is something that happens when her form is presented, right? Not that that's something that was actively done to
That
cause
was
fear.
that was the flavor of the moment, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But Kirameki felt that wash over them. You know,
Right.
yeah, this like power wash over them of like
Right.
trying to force his emotion and whatnot
Mhm.
as it was revealed.
Got you.
Yeah, back against the wall.
I think as they finally come to a stop, I immediately jump out from the table and rush over to try and grab Kiramaki by the wrist and pull him away.
I would say at this
They
point,
have-
I'm just waiting for Tamashi, I guess,
Mhm.
Yeah,
amongst all this chaos. Like flittering rose petals and crashes of thunder as we teleport around the room and
Mhm.
like end up in the corner.
Um, as for as you like get up to go towards them, um, like in a blink, you feel like this, like your hair blows to the side, Israfil, and Tamashi is standing behind Kirameki. Like he grabs onto your shoulder, and like you feel you can make an acrobatics if you want, if you're going to resist him.
I'd like to give him advantage and try to stop whatever the guy's doing to him. Like I don't want anybody to get hurt, right? So I think the Vinny's like, no, don't hurt him, and like try to help in some way.
I'm just gonna say, as I'm up against, like, blade up, leaning forward, Vinya, you notice that I'm kind of just like up in your face, but also I just have my eyes closed,
Mhm.
and it just looks like I'm waiting. I'm
Mhm.
not pushing forward. I'm not,
Mhm.
basically stationary and inactive at this point, but like up next to you. And yeah, I'm not gonna resist or try to do anything against the hand. You said I feel a hand on me.
Yeah, yeah, you feel a hand grab your shoulder. Okay, as he grabs you, he like pulls you back, and kind of in like like fighting pose with like as he like splits his stance and he blast of like air gust and it slides you back like 20 feet. Enough of this. We have common ground. She is clearly here to help.
Again,
You knew about this?
the Vignette is completely naked and has no like genitalia whatsoever.
I know a thing or two. He looks at you and bows.
I look
And
down at my feet when he looks at me with like tears in my eyes streaking down my face. Like look at the ground whenever he looks towards me.
I know of her now. I didn't know this is who she was before. Ping Tong and I go way back. So I knew stories. 'cause he's clearly not wanting to like, you know, say like too much, or not too much. Not like he's trying to hide anything, but
Mm.
not
Like
trying
trying to lore dump.
Well, and he doesn't want to hurt your feelings. You're clearly like in an emotional state at the moment, I think, or it seems that way to him.
Yeah,
You revealed a
like
lot.
so behind this like 6.5, 7 foot tall Oni, this like demon that's standing in front of you, hideous and horrifying, looks exactly like what you're like all the nations have warned you about. The hunt, the things that Israfil has slain hundreds of, what entire nations are fear, the boogeyman, and like but the posture is that of a kid in trouble.
I'll sit back down, and we continue figuring out our way forward. And you may dress however you like. He looks back at you, Vignette.
Okay.
Must admit, Vignette, it's a bit odd seeing an Oni that actually wishes to help people.
Sheathes his sword and kind of drops his shoulders, as during that whole interaction he was only able to move like 2 feet toward.
Everybody's so much more powerful than Adder.
Exactly. Yeah.
His
And-
quest to become the most powerful is like getting
Right.
just stacked and stacked and stacked. Like,
Exactly. Like, he just,
it's so perfect.
yeah, he just sheathes the sword and goes back to his table and just kind of flops down.
It's gonna be so satisfying. Oh, it's gonna be so satisfying.
Everybody's so fast.
How could I use my fighting style here?
Yeah.
Did you? So Vignette will walk to the other side of the table, farthest away from everybody, and sit there.
I sit back down like I was previously. Essentially, like
I
nothing
would've-
happened after I got, word from, like I follow Tamashi, so.
I think I would try and, after seeing Vignette kind of isolating, go over and try and sit next to Vignette. Is it alright if I sit here with you?
Yes. Of course, I'm sorry. Yes.
And I'd take the seat right next to Vignette.
Adder is looking at Israfil as he sits down, and just kind of gives him a nod to say thank you.
A nod back. Now, I must ask, do any of you here have a problem with her? Or them?
I think you would recognize, being from the celestial plane, you would recognize an entity that has no gender, right?
Yeah, that's why I corrected myself.
Like, there's no need for it. Whenever a god can just will beings into existence, right? Or other beings can even will things into existence. It's unnecessary.
Tamashi goes, you see him, he's kind of walking back and he's like cracking his back. No, no one has a problem with it. If they do, they will leave.
This is easy when there's only 6 of us. It's not so easy whenever it's a city or a hamlet or a nation or a group of nations. This is the same idea. This is the power that the Yuansu use.
Well, to kind of break the tension as he's finally getting back to his chair and sitting down. Well, are you a bender?
No.
I think you're safe. It was just because of the Yuansu comment.
Mm-hmm. I like Wu's idea. Let's get caught.
Oh.
Which idea? And like you see Wu just kind of like coming out from the corner finally, kind of getting out of
Peeking
his
around.
daze. Yeah, he was like in the corner just watching everything going on, not sure what to think. And he's just like, yeah, which idea? I proposed 2 of them.
They're both really good ideas.
Kind of mutters under his breath. It would make sense for an androgynous creature to say such a thing.
Well, Wu, you said you wanted to get caught. Time to be bait.
I would prefer we all go in this together and make a spectacle and pretend that we also know how to take away Bender's powers.
Or I could just pretend to be a bender. I shoot a firebolt into the little the fireplace with the cauldron.
Oh, Etma, here we go again. We can all do that. And Wu prestidigitates the water again from the cup. Or some tea from someone else's cup at this point.
Out of the teapot, fill up Tamashi's cup.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So you see my
No
point.
problem.
If we can make them believe we're benders and have them capture us.
I see now. Kind of like pouts a little bit because he liked the cosplay idea a lot better. But if this is the best course of action, then yes, of course, by all means.
We have to protect Kirameki. That has to be the most important part of the plan. Because he is the one that they want. So if he involves himself, then he is in the most danger.
Use me as bait. You can take my powers away. Adder just kind of laughs.
Well, that's entirely up to Kiramaki if he wants to involve himself in this plan in the first place.
Yeah, I've been out in the open up until this point. And there's no way I could ask you guys to do something without, involving myself as well, especially if there's risk.
Very well, so we have a plan then. Or at least the beginnings to one.
Yes, with adder with bait. As bait.
So let's go
guess-
set up a demonstration.
So someone's taking Adder's powers? Is this what's happening? Is that what you guys mean?
The powers that Adder doesn't have that we're gonna have to make it look like he has.
Adder, you good performing? You ever do shows?
That's all I've done. Yes, put on a display.
I'll use disguise self to make myself look like the leader of the One Chi.
Nice, yeah.
I'll take the power away.
Wu takes off his Wan Chi armor and puts it over your disguised self's Wan Chi armor, so now it looks like you have two Wan Chi armors on. And he hands you the scimitar.
It's like a weird 3D effect, but you don't have the glasses
Yeah.
on. Yeah. You take your glasses off in the theater.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your 3D glasses on now.
Funny.
I don't want to wear this. As you're trying to force a full set of armor on him, or on Vignette. But won't resist. The farther you protest once, but then just let it happen.
Wu will take a step back after and just kind of look at awe you in the armor with the 3D effect and just nod in approval. This will work.
So it's okay, but then what?
Hopefully, you get approached, I guess. Assuming that at least someone will probably notice that, maybe that's not the real one, or at least maybe one of them will come up to at least try to talk to you to, I don't know, join possibly, or not join, but
We don't want people to try to join us, because then they know as much as we
join
do.
us. We're recruiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Plot
meant
twist,
I
we
meant
are
like
the
the
Wan Chi.
opposite. Like the people that are already a part of it try to come talk to you, the active members come and talk to
But
the
they'll say
preacher.
nothing. They'll say nothing. They would rather die than reveal their secrets.
I believe Wu's original
It-
plan was that we act as though we're someone else from the One Chi, not. I don't have my notes.
If we
had it right.
Ulamon.
we could get
Ulamon.
captured. We could get captured. Or we could stage one. But if the One Chi approach us in adversity, they will tell us nothing, just as every other time that they've approached us in adversity. Adversarial, they give their adversaries nothing other than death or one way or the other. That's why I suggest approaching as recruits to join, because they give those people the information worth dying for.
Yes, if they see you giving the demonstration, maybe other followers might communicate with you and will lead you to another location.
Should we do the demonstration as not as the One Chi, but as people who just want to join, or people who are supporting them as supporters?
Oh, you can hand out flyers.
I have my calligraphy set with me. The Vignette grabs their bag instinctually. I can make the font however you want it to look, flourishing or in the ancient styles, or maybe in the modern the modern eras of the nation have such beautiful handwriting. Their scrolls are just so pleasant.
While you're saying that, insight check.
Okay.
Inciting yourself.
Oh,
Guess
nice.
maybe it would be maybe it could just be a wisdom.
Good 12.
You're
Either
you
way, it's the same.
remember you think, oh, the handwriting from the note.
Yeah. I could the note. I mean, I could completely mimic this handwriting, verbatim. I could also identify the person who wrote this if I saw something else that they have written. I can identify the inks and the types of quills that they used to write this, the paper, if I could see where it came from.
Hmm.
But we don't want to I mean, we're not looking to identify anybody that way. We want them to come to us.
So a challenge. Etma would be most pleased.
What's your challenge?
Challenge the challenge the leader of the Wan Chi to come forward, prove his worth.
What? What?
He
How,
said
what?
you can make a flyer of anything. Why not bring him full force and spread it everywhere? Date, time, for honor and glory.
Like a when
Like a
she
one on
sucks flyer, like meet me here for a
what?
fight.
Yeah.
I look at Adder. I look at
Meet me
Adder.
in the schoolyard at 3.
Adder. Shit. Yeah, or you're a freaking nerd, dude, and you have cooties. So you never sit at the lunch table with us ever again. You're off, and you can't play tag.
You're either a smart feller or a fart smeller.
You turn to Adder.
What Adder? What's the name of the official duel that you conduct? You know, like the one-on-one duel for the Hachimaki.
Oh, I don't know. I've never the fighting is all I've done in like training, but the hachimaki is I don't know anything about it really,
Or
other
like you're
than
dueling. Yeah, like what's the official dueling of this plate of I mean this is just the water you're of this nation, you're of the water nation and you're a hometown hero who is like you are the UFC champion. You're like
right.
of your town, right?
Mm-hmm,
You've won every tournament. So what's this like one-on-one call out style that you can do for somebody at this nation for honor that the people would recognize, right? As like an honorable thing to attend even.
I
So
don't know what I don't know
it's
what
like
you'd
it's
call it
like
other
a
than a tournament, or something like that.
Oh God. Ding, ding, ding.
Is that me?
no no
Oh.
what
Just like
is there an Evan, is there a official name for this like 1v1 style? He's making it up right now. I love it.
No.
He made it up
What's
before.
it called? I'm
No.
looking for the Asian. Like there is one. but
Oh,
not-
nice. Oh, so you're gonna use like a traditional, real world
Yeah.
traditional name. Sweet.
I just don't have it written down because I
Okay.
didn't even think I should have written it down. I don't know why I wouldn't have because
Yeah.
there's an entire country made on it.
Agni
The
Kai.
Fire Nation.
Agni Kai.
The
You're
Agni Kai.
welcome.
So, wait, we have an Agni Kai champion here. Ada, do you think it's wise to call out the leader of the Wan Chi to an Agni Kai? Is that what we want?
I look towards Tamashi.
You look towards the DM. Can I take this guy?
Yeah.
Or we could call out just any of the one chi. It doesn't have to be the leader.
No challenge, no glory.
Or we could just challenge any of the one chi to Agni Kai.
Why not challenge them all?
Because Agni Kai's
Etma
one-on-one.
be praised.
It would be, the human body is not. So I don't know if your body's human.
Israfil, or we looked at Israfil.
Israfil.
You're not human.
Yeah. I don't know if you're. So you may not be understand the human body or the bodies of this place aren't able to just fight all day long. They will succumb to exhaustion.
No challenge, no glory.
So do we start challenging the one chi to Agni Kai?
Who's
Just
to
like we
say
do.
they'll follow to the rules?
It is, and in the night we stage Agni Kai unofficially, but it would be official even though they wouldn't know because I'm the Lian Yin and I officiate such things, but they wouldn't know it was official because we won't tell them that.
Wu looks at you with disgust. Why would
You
you
know,
hide such a glorious, honorable thing and then try and cheat it? It needs to be in front of the whole of everyone. Let them know they were beaten.
because they are hiding in the shadows themselves.
Then let them come out. Let's draw them out. That's what the Agni Kai can be for.
Where would you host it?
Well, we there is a house in the comments that they were using that is
But
abandoned.
you don't want people to see it?
I don't know. Should we? I the leader of we are all very powerful. The leader of the Wan Chi was able to remove the innate ability of a bending mortal with the touch of a thumb. I think that maybe why would he even challenge us? There's no risk involved with him even accepting the challenge, right?
Not unless we proclaim we're the most powerful bender. Or we call him out and call his bluff saying what he did was false and to prove
But
what he did.
I look at Tamashi and then I look at Wu and then and I look at Tamashi, I look at Wu. Wu then, would you like to perform would you like me to officiate an Agni Kai with the most powerful bender in this room currently? And yourself. As a test to see if we can take on the leader of the One Chi.
That's where Phil shoots his hand up in excitement.
Oh, here we are then.
You're
To see if Tamashi, would you entertain us?
Now wait, just a hold on. We're not. Why would we fight amongst ourselves to prove if we're worthy to fight against an unknown adversary that we know nothing about? Secondly, there's no honor in this, so I will not entertain this idea. I'm not going to fight amongst people that I value and trust and I work with.
Claiming you're the
There's
most
zero.
powerful bender to fight somebody who removes the powers of benders when you're unable to beat the most powerful bender that you know, looking at the guy in the room, means that you would lose most likely against the leader of the Wan Chi. I think it's I don't know that we could just shouldn't we test our skills before we just try to fight the leader? If it's in the tournament it's one-on-one, you could get no help.
I guess I got caught up in the moment.
It's not our
Must not
power.
know much about Etma and his ways. Which is disappointing for someone in your position, Beignet.
I'm sorry. You're right. Challenge the leader of the Yuanshi to a Agni Kai. Who would be taking this challenge, Israfil?
No. And yeah, you misunderstand. I got spooled up because of a challenge and honor, and sometimes I don't think completely straight through things. You bring up a valid point.
Hmm.
Maybe we should start with
Oh,
a junior acolyte or something, so that we can still get honor and glory, but not rush ourselves off to death.
yes. Okay.
Training
Unless
is
Phil
important.
really wants to.
Mm-hmm.
What about you,
Sounds-
Adder? I haven't heard anything from you. Do you have any ideas?
Adder's
Who'd
still
you
just
ask that?
He's asking you. Are you still just like puppy dog eyeing Tamashi?
Oh, I was on mute the whole. I've been trying to talk and I was on mute. I'm sorry, guys. No, I think that this is something that I would love to be able to do, but I don't know what I'm going up against. The people that I've sparred with for years were trained the same way that I am. These are different. But I look at
I-
Kiramaki and Tamashi, and these two they fight differently than I've ever seen, and I would like a chance to train with them.
Well,
Then it's decided. Adder will do it.
I begin writing.
will-
Vignette pulls out a pen.
And we'll get him there.
I think that the Yuanshi will take on this challenge to prove themselves in a what was it called? Oniga. What was it called?
Agni Kai.
Agni Kai. In Agni Kai against a bender that they want to. They are I am better. I can defeat the bender. Is the whole idea.
As I want to say, as Tameshi says that, Adder stands up, kind of gives a hero pose, and kind of bows towards them, then turns his back towards everyone, and like closes his eyes, fills his cheeks full of air, and like blows it out.
Blows a little raspberry. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Just don't get grappled.
Like Adder was the best of the best. Sample size 30 to 45.
Yeah.
One of those.
He's been nonstop humbled since the beginning of this campaign. Yeah.
And now it's time to prove himself. I think that if we just claim Ada is a bender, but refuses to use his power as part of the Agni Kai to place them on even grounds, that the Yuanshi will have an opportunity to prove that the benders are only better because of that ability. And this is a chance to prove that. This is a chance to prove that they are better because the bender cannot use their abilities, and that's the only thing that makes that puts them above. And if Ada wins these tournaments, they will be humbled and shown that it is not the ability to bend that makes somebody better or good at something, that makes them great at something, but they are great at something, and because they utilize all the abilities that they have that have been given to them.
Hear me out on this. To draw some attention, spice up the thrill of the Yuanshi's hunt for Adder. Perhaps we help Adder create a sort of public display to start some rumors. Maybe we can do a little bending for Adder from on the side and convince him that maybe he's a bender of multiple elements.
And
Ooh,
I
you
did
could-
sign us up for that fishing tournament.
That what?
I signed us all up for a fishing tournament.
Has 2 days left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if
we'll
we
do
win,
that on the third day.
we say,
if we can get
well,
this
we
tournament out
win.
of the way.
We
You
say,
know what I mean?
we say that Ada was able to, that it was all him because of all of his bending abilities, and he becomes somewhat of a celebrity because of his bending abilities, and then we start doing underground fights, challenging the One Chi to be able to take him down without using the abilities to bend, because they would have lost against a public law. The public loses because of his bending abilities. That
Yeah,
we all
regardless
stage.
of the fishing tournament, I'm just talking about bringing attention to the fight itself, or at least give Adder some reputation. Right?
Okay.
I mean, elemental humans, those who can bend all of the elements are pretty rare, right? That would be some sort of prize, I would think.
Yes.
Woo, if you can do that trick where you just raise the tea out of people's cups to make it look like he
Oh,
bends
you mean
water.
like this? He does it again. Refills up Tamashi's teacup.
And maybe Israfil can do the whatever that fireball you just did. I can do some air. Leon Yin, you have any? Are you able to move Earth somehow? Or,
I make myself look like
yeah.
Adder. I make myself look like Adder. And then I use create bonfire. And then I use I start to channel Witch Bolt with a lightning. And then I stop. I don't cast it, but I just start
Do
to
any
channel.
of them have verbal?
Ooh, interesting. Witch Bolt does have verbal, and so does create bonfire. They all have verbal. Ooh, yeah. I wouldn't be able to.
All
would
right,
I?
so it's like one of those
Almost
magic
dead.
shows where we have multiple people in a spinning box and we spin around and it's Adder that comes out every time. But
I can use disguise self to look like Adder and use my abilities, but the verbal components are like the verbal components matter, right? But what if the disguise self doesn't show my mouth moving?
I'm
Give
just spitballing here. This doesn't have to like be the way.
No, I think it's a really good idea. We can
give me a I guess deception or performance. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
While you're sitting there, like
They're both
trying
the
to
same.
do it without. Okay, yeah, then that doesn't really matter. You know, you're trying to figure out how to cast this Witch Bolt without.
15.
Okay. You have your disguised self on still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you guys are.
Disguise
Like,
self.
you know, she's saying has, you know, how, you know, the verbal. How do I, you know, we got to do this without speaking, and you get like tighter and tighter, like you get to where you're able to say it without like moving your lips. At least it appears to everyone else watching you, and you're still able to get the runes to go around your hand and channel the witch bolt out.
Ooh, but the runes show up. Yeah, so that's gonna make it look.
You just became an adult wizard. or witch in Harry Potter. You don't have to say
Yeah.
the words anymore. You just cast it.
Is that when you graduate, like you get your high school diploma?
Yeah.
With a good performance check, you can hide the mouthing pretty well, is what I'm getting at, I think.
Mhm. Okay. Hmm. So I mean, we could go around staging. We could go around staging Ada as a bender of multiple elements.
Unless anyone else has any other ideas to build some reputation. I mean, we could call out a fight, but I assume we would have to make the fight worth their while.
What if you stage a duel between yourselves?
Mm.
Like, you robbed my shop. And you fight him in the middle of the market.
And Ada beats you, bending all the elements. Wu or the Lian Yin could officiate, happen to be there and officiate. Ada wins. Ada gains
Thing
notoriety.
is, it could just be a skirmish for robbing his shop. And then it makes him look like a criminal too.
Mm.
Bad bender.
Ada, would you like to be a criminal?
Well, it's also the thing too is, the last demonstration, the guards were cheering that the elemental human had their abilities taken. If the guards see
Yes.
that there's an open brawl in the streets for stealing from a non-elemental human, they might take that might not go so well.
I believe I could lose this brawl and escape, and look like Ada. I believe that the identities could be changed. I believe I can do that. If we want to, but it's Ada. Do you want to be marked as a criminal?
Okay, if it serves a purpose.
I was going from the other side of like, Ada saves a bunch of orphans from a burning building and makes all the non-benders look bad because he was bending to do so. Lifts a wagon off of an old man.
I mean, Adder did steal my wagon, so he's pretty much a criminal already.
But I returned it.
I mean, stealing is stealing, even if you return something.
You all murdered people after breaking into their home.
I didn't murder anyone. I only hit them.
They also came running down the stairs with knives.
Yeah, I would too if you were in my home.
You think that was their home?
It wasn't our home, for sure. Yes. That the favorite person was on a tapestry, all of that paperwork all around. Yes, I do believe it was their home.
The cold hideout.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we stage a stage a public display of Ada's power, and then start having underground fighting tournaments with the One Chi to defeat Ada until the leader of the One Chi feels that he needs to make a public display of fighting Ada, and that's how we get close to the leader of the One Chi, and then we murder him before he can murder us. It's not my okay, and I look over at Tamashi. Not my idea. This is what they want. I'm telling you. You haven't been around them for very long.
As long as it's not
But
in his house.
look at their weapons that they carry open and brazened. And during telling tales and daring tasks, Israfil proudly. It is a god's. It was gifted by a god, but proudly, this was the thing that he was most proud of.
If I wasn't so old, I would end his life myself.
Israel, run! I'll hold him back as long as I can. Oh, the leader of the Wanchi, yes. If so, then you do not think that you could stop him yourself?
Not at this age. Maybe in my prime. He kind of like gives a little stretch.
Then, as an official test, Vignette will wave her hand and put on the official garb of the Lianyan. I, as Lianyan, declare a what is it? Oni. What is it again?
Agni Kai.
An Agni Kai. I declare Agni Kai between Ada and Tamashi. I take up a staff, little paper things on it. I draw, pull out some chalk. I draw out the thing. Ada,
I think
if you can defeat Tamashi in Agni Kai, then you have a chance of defeating the leader. If not, then we have work to do.
As I'm walking around in this room, is there windows or is there places to look?
We're in a
out
mountain.
at all? I know we're in a
Yeah.
mountain, but
This room doesn't. The common area has like 4 archway windows.
okay. Looking out at them, do I see like a practice or training?
You're in the kitchen or in the dining room right now.
Right.
Unless you left.
No, I haven't left.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah, no.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Yes, I am rested. I am young, and I'm ready to start training right away.
It would be my pleasure. And that's where we'll end the session.
Hell yeah. We're gonna make Adder fight the entire Wanchi in singles combat.
It's gonna be that one
Defeat them.
character that you level up and you don't touch any of your other characters, so that one character just kind of starts wiping the floor with everybody.
Yeah,
Like a Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
You have your
Pokemon.
main.
It's my starter Pokemon.
Adder, I choose you.
No, this is
addition
kinda-
to the Yuansu world now. Pokemon.
I'm interested in, so like, I don't know if we're getting experience off of like, if we're getting experience points or if you're doing milestone, but I feel like either way, I feel like Adder's gonna hit a milestone. If we do this, Adder will hit his milestone or his experience before us. I feel like there will be a bit of a discrepancy through this story arc.
I think the first merch is going to be a Maggie hat. It's going to be make Adder great eventually. Hat.
Mage, MAGE, a mage hat,
Yeah,
Maggie.
Mage
Yeah. Or I. We could do I, and it could be inevitably.
Inevitably.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Shit.
Yeah. See everybody next week. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching.
Hey, thanks everybody who's watching. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna
Thanks for sticking
we're gonna
around.
part out with the intro video, so stick around.
Oh yeah, stick around and watch the
Nice
intro video,
little
guys.
dealio.
This is a real treat.
Sick.
Yeah, you guys have a good night. Here we go.
All right,
We'll
love
find
you guys.
somebody to
Bye.
raid too.
Bye.
Right.
涙の色はエメラルドブルー宝石みたいに光って